Diary of a Soviet Medic in Stalingrad, August 1942. Stalingrad, Volga riverbank. The Volga's black with oil, stinking of ash and death. I'm crouched in a wrecked bakery. Its oven busted open like a cracked skull. I'm Ivan Petrovich, a medic, not a doctor. But the boys call me Doc. My hands shake when it's quiet, not when shells scream. Funny how that is. My kit's a mess. Canvas satchel, straps frayed, stuffed with mild, dewy bandages, a few morphine cigarettes, half empty, and a scalpel sharpened on a stone. No sulfa powder, no iodine, barely any water. Yesterday I tore a dead man's coat for bandages. Nobody blinked. They gave me a Mosin-Nagant rifle, but it sits in a corner untouched. I save lives, not take them, though its weight says I'm still a soldier. It's summer, hot and sticky, dust coating my tongue. Stalingrad's rubble, shattered walls, twisted rebar, streets where snipers lurk. We move at dusk when German scopes are blind. The Volga's behind us, wide, slow, our only supply line. It feels like a cage. I remember it different. Me and Anna, my sister, racing to its banks as kids. Herloff louder than the current. That river was clean then, full of fish. No, it's blood and barges. The war's loud, rifles snap like breaking sticks. Artillery booms like God's fist. Stukadive bombers whine, their sirens twisting my gut. When shells land close, the ground shakes and my ears ring till dawn. At night, screams cut through the noise worse than any bomb. I focus on my hands, stitching wounds, but the sound scrawl inside me keep my heart pounding. I'm with 6 riflemen, faces gray under helmets, 62nd Army holding the city's heart. Sasha, the youngest, gave me a crust of bread last night. "Doc, your skin and bones," he said, grinning. He's always whittling. Little wooden horses, dogs, whatever his knife fancies. I took the bread. Rations are hardtack that cracks teeth. Tea like river mud. Sometimes tanka greasy canned meat. We scavenged potatoes from cellars. Once made a porridge from a sack of flour tasted like hope. August 1942, Stalingrad, Red October Factory. New boys came across the Volga today. Shells bursting overhead. Kids barely men, uniforms too big. Yuri, the youngest, dropped his rifle when a shell hit, hands shaking. The others laughed, hiding their own fear. I showed him how to wrap a bandage, but he fumbled it into the dirt. "You'll learn," I said, doubting it. "Most don't last a week." Yuri's quiet, hates the river, says he nearly drowned as a boy. The Volga scares him more than bullets. Lieutenant Knetz off gave orders. Hold the Red October factory against a German push. Bad spot. Open yards. Windows perfect for their machine guns. Knopf's then eyes hollow like he's seen too many orders like this. "Petrovich, keep them alive," he said. I nodded. But we know the odds. A commissar was there shouting, "Not a step back for the motherland." His pistol gleamed, and we looked away. I saw a poster on a wall. Stalin's face half torn, eye shard. Makes me think of Mama waiting. The factory is a ruin. Steel beams, broken bricks, air thick with oil and cordite. The clatter of tank treads echoes outside. German panzers prowling. We've got stretchers from canvas scraps, but moving wounded under fire is a gamble. Last week I dragged a man to cover only to find he was gone. Misha, a sniper, always humming an old folk tune. I still hear it when the guns stop. September 1942, Stalingrad, Factory District. Our runner brought mail, a miracle. Anna's letter censored, but her worry bled through. She sent a photo. Her and Mama B, our Dhaka, birch trees behind them. I keep it in my tunic near my heart. I wrote back, lying. Said, "We're strong. Germans are running." Didn't tell her about bodies in the streets, rats eating our boots, or the NKVD shooting deserters. I asked about her garden, the neighbors, anything but this. I think of home too much. Anna and me, kids, tossing stones in the Volga, betting who'd skip farthest. Her laugh was brighter than the sun on the water. I hold that memory tight, like a charm against the dark. Papa's voice comes back too, from the day I left for the front. He fought in the last war, trenches in 16. "War eats your soul, Ivan," he said, eyes far off. "Save what you can, but don't let it take all of you." I didn't understand then. I'm starting to now. The boys talk of home, too. Sasha dreams of his fiancée in Leningrad. Hasn't heard from her in months. Yuri won't say much, but I caught him staring at the river, face pale like it's pulling him under. The guns never stop. Machine guns shatter sharp and fast like dogs barking. Shells whistle before they crash, spraying dirt and screams. Sometimes a church bell rings faint from a ruined steeple. It makes me think of Anya, of peace. But then the rifles start again. September 1942, Stalingrad, Red October Factory. Germans hit the factory at dawn. Stuka screamed, sirens like knives in my ears. Tanks growled, tread scrunching rubble. Our anti-tank guns barked. Too few. I crawled between wounded, satchel dragging. A shell burst, shrapnel ripping my sleeve. No blood, lucky. Sasha took a bullet in the leg. Cleaned through. I tied it with a belt, gave him vodka from my flask. Not dying today, I said. He grinned, pale. I carried him to a basement where the worst cases moan smells of blood and rot. No morphine, so I tell them to bite cloth when I cut. Ran out of splints, so I broke a factory chair. Tied its legs with wire for a kid's arm. He screamed, but it held. Felt like a carpenter, not a medic. Watched the fight from a window. Our boys held rifles spitting. Germans fell back by noon. But we lost half the platoon. Knatov made me senior medic. Said I'm all they got. I don't feel like a leader, just a man trying not to break. The silence after was worse than the bombs, broken only by Misha's tune in my head, humming soft. October 1942, Stalingrad, near tractor factory. Found a family in a cellar. Old woman, 2 girls, faces smudged with soot. They whispered, scared of us, and Germans both. The woman gave me bread baked from who knows what. Her hands were rough like Mama's. And for a second I saw home. I tried to refuse, but she said, for your boys. I split it with the platoon, and we ate without hunger for once. Gavatham a tin of Tushanka, though we're short. The girls' eyes lit up. They talked of Stalingrad before. Cafes, dances by the Volga. Now they boil nettles for soup. Winter's coming and the Volga's icing at the edges. I wonder if they'll make it. The city's a trap. River on one side, Mamaev Kranhill on the other. Germans shell it daily and Weshel back. Every street's a fight, every ruin a landmark. I navigate by a toppled statue, a burned tram. Each feels like a grave. October 1942, Stalingrad Factory District. Sasha's shieling, but he'll limp. He's my shadow, carrying stretchers when he can. He whittle-led a tiny horse last night. Sidets for his fiancée. I keep it in my pocket. A piece of him that's still whole. We're close now, like brothers, sharing smokes and stories. Last night, by a hidden fire, he told me of stealing apples as a kid. I told him of fishing with Papa, the Volga sparkling. For a moment, we weren't soldiers. Yuri's tougher, but the river still spooks him. He confessed he nearly drowned once. Hates water. Knov trusts me now. Asks about evac routes. Not friends, but there's respect. The platoon's smaller, but tighter. We share everything. Food, smokes, grief. The war's a roar. Tank engines, rifle cracks, the thud of boots and rubble. But in the dark, our whispers are louder, keeping us human. November 1942. Stalingrad, Red October Factory. Misha's gone. Sniper got him. Bullet through the chest. Found him against a wall. Rifle in hands. Eyes open. I closed them. Took his tags. Buried him under rubble. No time for more. Sasha didn't talk. Just stared at the ground. Misha was his friend, always humming that damn tune. I hear it now. Faint when the guns pause. I'm supposed to save them, but I couldn't save him. The guilt's heavier than my satchel. Heavier than the rifle I don't use. I see his face, hear his tune, lost too many. But Misha's different. Cuts deep. Papa's words come back from that day I left. War eats your soul, he said. I saw men break in the trenches, Ivan. Save your heart, or you'll lose it. I feel it now. That weight pulling me down. Rumors say we're encircling the Germans. That help's coming. I don't know. Cold's here and the shells keep falling. We hold Stalingrad, but what's left of us? November 1942. Stalingrad, Volga riverbank. It's dusk. guns quiet for once. I'm by the Volga, boots in mud, watching the water flow. My satchel's light, no bandages, no hope. But I'm here breathing, fighting for the boys gone. I think of Anna, her laugh by this river, skipping stones. That Volga's gone like the boy he was. I think of Papa's warning, his voice rough from the last war. Save your heart, Ivan. I'm trying, Papa, but it's hard. I light a cigarette, match barely sparking. Smoke curls up, fading in the gray sky. Sasha's wooden horse is in my pocket. Misha's tune in my head. Anya's laugh in my heart. I'm different now. Harder. Maybe stronger. The Volga keeps flowing, carrying blood, dreams, everything. Like me, it's scarred but moving. I take a drag and for the first time the smoke feels like a prayer,